Everything I have in here, see, is one of a kind. Stuff, all chiffon stuff. This stuff's not fancy stuff. I bought these in 1967, and they're still brand new. They got great big, they're low hip hovers, right? They come down here, and they got great big bells on them, man. Yeah, these are nice leather ones. They're real soft. Feel the leather on those. They're soft. They feel good, don't they? I like a lot of paisley shit, you know. I still got a lot of paisley shit, and it's all in perfect condition. These are all my stage clothes, and I only wear these like once in a while because when I used to play, I was saving them for when I got big. And that never happened. So I saved them forever.
So what are his prospects? Because he keeps giving me these rosy scenarios, and I don't know what to believe, you know.
What does he tell you specifically?
Well, like one thing I know is a delusion, is that he's going into a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year and next. So, I like him to have a dream, though. You know, if he didn't have a dream, he's liable to kill himself.
If you really want to do this as a documentary, I could go out and play. Even with all.
You know, I get nervous.
Everybody does. He does. They're afraid of one of them to die. That's okay. I won't. If you guys want me around, I'll stick around.
Please.
I sure really do. I mean that from my heart. I mean, if you want me around, I'll stick around. For just guys like you guys.
I was at a record show with my girlfriend, and I found like it's all this rare stuff that I totally wanted. And then I was just looking through one last bin, and I saw the original Pentagram record. It was just a purple logo against black. It kind of looks like garbage on the front. You turn it around, and there's this like scary-ass picture of the band. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we were just like crazy record collectors and just go blow all our money on records and beer and then just have like Friday and Saturday night listening to records. Man, as soon as we put that on the turntable, it's like nothing I'd heard before, really. I mean, it was just so fucking heavy. This was the only Pentagram that was released and the only one I knew of. I thought this was the beginning of Pentagram. I was working at an indie record label, and I was telling everybody about it that I knew, and someone said, oh yeah, man, I get stuff no one's even heard about before. From the 70s, heavy hard rock. I was like, come on, how can this be? I was obsessed with this band. So he brings in this CDR. Here it is, man. A record that literally changed my life. I couldn't wait, just to get out of work and go home and listen to it. At that point, I was riding a bike to work. And I remember just riding home as fast as I could, just like a little kid from school. I rolled a joint. It was a special occasion. I rolled a big joint. And that first song, For My Queen, I mean, just fucking phenomenal.
I'm running away with myself. I think I ran a little too far. Your love is more than a tease.
I couldn't believe it. Some of the best hard rock I've ever heard. I mean, lyrically, his vocal delivery, just the guitar in it was out of control. I mean, for the early 70s, I couldn't believe it. And mostly, not only was it brilliant, but aside from that, why doesn't everyone talk about it? What's the equivalent of hearing something like this for someone who's just obsessed by music? It's their profession and their passion and their private life. It's hard to explain. It's literally like being a devout Christian and walking down the street one day and bumping into Jesus. And he knows your name and shakes your hand and asks you over for dinner and drinks, you know? And he calls you on weekends to go out. I mean, I can't explain it. My whole life I've just been obsessed by music. That's all I wanted to do in my life. And the only things that made me truly happy were finding an awesome record. I was just completely driven and obsessed. I mean, I was completely in love, and I just couldn't wait to make other people fall in love with this.
It was the perfect time for Bobby Liebling and Pentagram to be rediscovered. I wouldn't even say they were a cult band. They were kind of a secret at that point. But then there was all this interest in early 70s hard rock. There was a big stoner rock thing. There were a lot of bands that just wanted to get that early 70s sound and they'd get back to the basics in metal. All of a sudden there's this band. Oh, you know, they have unlimited number of unreleased recordings from the 1970s. And there hasn't been like years and years of over-merchandising or marketing or anything like that. It was just like this caveman found, you know, frozen in the Swiss Alps somewhere. That you cut out the block of ice and bring it out, and there's a specimen there that still has active DNA. Bobby Liebling is still that frozen guy.
If you see anything that says Pentagram, like Liebling, Pentagram, blah 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 project, or any of that on the CDs, we will find for you guys, because you must hear that. This is more important to me than any of the other shit. That's why you must hear the stuff. Hey, world premiere! VH1 and this Rashi. Oh man, I know I'll play again. I can't help it. Look, I'm addicted. You know, it's like heroin. You know, I can get up there and rock with the best of them. Cool lead right here.
I thought he was very good when he was younger. I didn't go to many of his shows. I didn't want to make him uncomfortable, but he did have a... Would you please get me a joke? Thank you. No, not just as a mother. I was very critical of him. But I thought he had just a natural instinct to perform. And you couldn't stop him, even if we wanted to. You know, it was sort of inborn.
Far superior than some of the real big bands that I've seen, big guys that are making millions.
Have you ever done anything else besides rock and roll?
Nothing. Yeah, this. Drugs. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. I mean, look at me, you know, I'm an old soldier, right? I've been doing drugs 44 years. I've been addicted to heroin for 39. I've been addicted to crack for about 22. I've been in nut houses, detoxes. You know, that's why I smile and tell people I'm alive, man. I'm not supposed to be alive. Did you see where the piece of crack went, the big piece of crack? Oh my God, look, this, oh no it isn't, that's a Band-Aid.
No, I know, it fell down.
You saw it? I mean, the place is a hellhole. It's a shithole, it's a slop house. I hate it. That's why I want to get out, man. I don't like dirt, see?
Get out?
Believe it or not. Yeah, fucking I'm gonna get out, you kid. That looks like rock, but it's not.
And these are gonna be some of my last days here. I'm wasting away in time to...
He's been close to death ever since I've known him. I can't tell you how many times I get messages that he leaves in the middle of the night saying goodbye.
He didn't live a hard life and then come back and try and write love songs. He wrote songs from the perspective of somebody that was metaphysically in the sub-basement. He's used that to make very harrowing, bone-chilling music.
Man, I remember sitting at the side of a train tracks. This is like where I lived, side of train tracks. I found a boombox in a dumpster, and the only tape I had was Be Forewarned. He speaks truths that not many people can see or know. It's pain and it's empowerment, and it's just all these things in one, purely from the heart. It's almost like, on a smaller scale, like my Bible, you know?
First time I ever saw footage of Bobby, I never seen nothing like it. He definitely understood the seductive powers of rock and roll, man, and he could just go from this textbook rock and roll guy and then all of a sudden just crouch down like the devil. You know, when you're a kid, man, that's about the fucking coolest thing you can see, you know? So
there's something about, I guess, the mystique of Bobby. He just has that persona, you know, and that charisma that people just like latch onto. And then his drug addictions and things like that, it's added to all that, but it's also a hell for a lot of people who've played in bands with him over the years. I mean, if you look on the Pentagram MySpace site, on the left column, it's got all the prior members of Pentagram, and it's, you know, it's like a list that long.
The potential's there, but, you know, there's certain personal things in his life that's keeping him from going all the way.
Even though I talked to him and it seemed like it was a dead end, the guy's got some kind of fight in him. He's got a flame that won't go out, and I wanted to start a fire with it, you know. So today we're headed down to see Bobby. I have a toll coming up. Do you want to do this after the toll? Thanks. So today I'm going to go down. I have notes and an outline of what I think the plan should be. And even if we get a contract signed and it takes us forever to start recording, shit can fall apart, man. So we really got to fucking move on it and move on it fast and make it happen. You know what? We're going to get a fucking record made. God damn it. I hope. Practically speaking, the one thing I can do for Pentagram and Bobby is give him good direction. And something I mentioned to him, like, Bobby, you know what? You're fucking almost dead, man. Unfortunately, it sucks. He tells me this all the time. So you got one more shot to really make another big mark. And that's what I really want to help Bobby do. It just has to happen. There's got to be a final finale chapter in the story of Bobby Liebling. I really think that you guys can do it and come back together and do a great record. I haven't even started negotiating the contract yet at all. It's just figuring out if they're interested, figuring out what they're willing to give for an advance. We also have to figure out Jeff and Greg or whatever are willing to be on the record. So part of the reason I want to go with Housecore Dude is Philip is the contemporary hard rock hero, right? You are the dude from the past. He's going to bring you huge visibility. So what we need to do is we're going to lay out a budget that we're all going to have to agree to and we're all going to have to stick to. And I want to see this shit happen. But I have too much time invested in it to not even follow through at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record him, Backlash Suffered and Everything's Turning Tonight, and hand it to him backstage at the Down Show. But the other thing is, too, is it's my word I'm giving to them. You know, before all this happens, and make sure that you're 100% into it and committed, and we're going to go with it. So this, what I'm handing you, is my final effort to fucking help you and try to fucking put a great record on the history books.
You know, I want to live. I want to live a little, man.
Well, here's the thing.
I want to live. I don't want to die anymore.
We do this record, bro, right? Hopefully it'll help you get out of here. We're going to figure out what we're going to get for percentages, what your royalties are going to be, all that stuff.
I have to eat it. I have to make a living. I can't do this irresponsible child trick forever. I've been Peter Pan my whole life, man. It's time to do something. I want me back. I'm tired of giving me out and giving up and running away. I run away with, you know, a devil's piece of glass, you know. If I smoke any crack after today, you can have my records. How about that? I'll put it on the camera.
If Robert Liebling smokes crack after today, 10/12/07, Demian Fenton and Sean Pelletier will own Robert Liebling's entire record collection.
Before you do it, it should say 1B, possession to take place only if and after 9 days, 90 days, or whatever days, you know, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It's up to you, I don't care.
We're not going to take your
That's too.
We just want you to stop smoking crack.
I know, but yeah.
Sign this.
No, but you should put...
Would you want me to hold the crack? Will you sign that?
You know what I mean?
Throughout Pentagram's career, they've really come so close to really making it.
Our manager at the time, Gordon Fletcher, one of the two managers, knew a lot of people in the business, and he knew Gene and Paul in KISS. So we had this set up for them to come see one of our rehearsals.
It was in the basement of the house that I was living in. It wasn't really a heavy metal studio, let's say.
The day that KISS was going to be arriving, Greg and Vincent had to work, and they were working as janitors.
So unfortunately, Vincent, the brilliant guitar player, and Greg, heavier than hell, bass player, were off cleaning toilets. I don't know, if KISS was coming to my house to watch my band, I would quit my fucking job. I wouldn't even go to, never mind go to work that day. So Gene and Paul show up. Toilet boys are still at work. Not only were they off cleaning toilets that day, but they hitchhiked to work.
They didn't have a car. They had to hitchhike home wearing some type of janitor type outfit.
I guess we got off work, Vince and I did, and we got to the house. We're all grubby from being janitors.
The landlord, who I guess lived in the house, started bitching and complaining that it was too loud and had to shut down.
Came running in, man, you guys gotta turn it down. And I'm like, God damn it, man, KISS is here, you know?
Fucking KISS is in the house watching them play. You think I'd give the landlord something, some peanut butter sandwiches and $25 to fucking go away for the day. But, you know, so it was just, I guess it was just horrible. From what I hear, KISS, some of the things they said are, well, your name's Pentagram, there's only 4 of you. The singer and the bass player have bad skin. The drummer's too fat. And they blew it. I mean, should have taken the day off from work, fucking did a month of aerobics, fucking got some oxy pads, you know?
Should I pull them out? Some Enchanted Evening. My son has the platinum Some Enchanted Evening. I'm told that the Johnny Winter is platinum. I'm told that Blue Oyster Cult's first 3 records have gone gold, but Sony is too cheap to send me gold records. This was my... I had done at least a couple of Blue Oyster Cult records. I was looking for the real thing to follow Blue Oyster Cult. Pentagram really seemed like sort of a street Black Sabbath. That was just what I was looking for. You know, I wanted the male dominant thrust of heavy metal, but it sort of had a fuck you and the horse you rode in on kind of thing. Post-Page, pre-Sex Pistols. It was almost as though I'm sitting at a computer, if there were such things then, kind of generating this band that was perfect for 1974. I was ready to to seriously, seriously commit to that.
Here was our big break. Columbia Records is paying for us to go do a demo in New York.
You know, we're on the train in New York. Man, I'm seeing stars in my eyes.
We went into the studio and did 3 tracks with Murray Krugman producing it.
We get through all the rhythm tracks and Bobby's laying down the vocals.
Bobby completed the vocal track and Murray said, okay, that's fine, come in and listen to it. And Bobby says, I'd like to redo that. There was a couple parts I wasn't really happy with. Murray says, don't worry about it, we'll fix it in post-production, it was fine.
We could have corrected that vocal, but there would have been some other thing where he's hearing a finished $200,000 record in his head and can't understand why an 8-hour demo isn't going to give that to him.
And Bobby got real upset about it and called Gordon, who was our manager, out into the singing booth.
Gordon, can I see you a minute? And yes, I was. Called him out in the main room, made sure I was by a live mic. I said, what's this guy being such a fucking asshole for?
Murray just got up and, as I recall, he didn't say a word. Vincent thought, he said we were the most difficult band to work with and walked out. I don't recall him saying anything. I just recall him getting up and walking out of the studio without saying a word, and we never talked to him again.
I felt like killing Bobby.
I fantasized many, many times if Bobby had just said, no problem, you know, and walked in and we listened back to the session, what would have happened the rest of that day, what would have happened the rest of that week, and what would have happened with the rest of our career.
We would have gotten a deal for them, no question. Record deal, national tour, fame and fortune, it would have happened. There but for the grace of God.
I used to say to him, when I see you on Saturday Night Live, I'll know you made it. And you know, I've seen some lousy acts. That shocks me. Bobby, Helen's here. Yeah.
Everybody in unison, I mean, total. Move them out of your house.
Everybody. I mean, to this day. There's always tons of laundry around here. I don't know. He can change 3 times a day. He's already changed twice today. He keeps spilling his coffee.
Even now, everything that he has comes from us.
How much have you given for Bobby?
Financially?
I have.
Financially, over $1 million.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, good. Brush your hair?
There's few Newtons, aren't there? Mom, there's few Newtons, aren't there? Yeah.
I've always been afraid that he'd either go out and steal or knock somebody. You don't know. Addicts are crazy.
It's a very tough thing. They call us enablers. I say, really? Did you ever see my son? Do you know him? No. And you're in social services? Where is your sensitivity to people? His brilliance in the music field has never been to fruition because of the problem. He has all this talent now.
Yes, he still is.
He has it.
Do you guys think that Bobby could stop doing drugs?
At this stage of the game, anybody, it's a prognosis question.
Yes, if he were out of pain. He's in a lot of pain. That people don't realize that. And he also has, truthfully, a delusion that he has a parasitic infection. Bobby's not insane, but he can act insane with the coke.
My fingers turn black every night. They're starting now. That's not from the coke. That's all parasites. See those dots that look like dots embedded? Mm-hmm. All of them. Here, you see my lips? They're not chapped. Here. See the line on the bottom? Mm-hmm. That's all parasites. See all that black? Yeah. Those are all parasites.
Never saw it, huh? 15 years I've had to live with that.
See, when he starts pulling his skin, he does what he thinks he calls debreeding. He'll pull at it and put it on a piece of paper towel and pull out his magnifying glass, and he'll come, you never want to look, you never want to look. I said, I've spent 10,000 hours looking, Bobby. It's not bugs, it's dead skin. If he didn't pick his arms, I know they'd heal and I know everything would be fine.
It's a fact. I have something unknown that is parasitic.
Truth is that she said you've been to the hospital about 50 times since you lived here. We're going to be there for 8 hours in the waiting room, and they're going to let you out. Unless you go there and say you want to go to detox, and then they'll admit you.
They're not going to treat me for this in detox.
I watch you smoke a fuckload of crack right now. It's in your blood. They're going to get you in. Then once you're in there, you're away from this. Maybe you can heal more.
I want to go to the hospital. Not that I want to go in rehab. I want to go to the hospital because if I'm not treated for this, I'm going to die. That makes me nasty. It makes me confused. Probably because it's eating my organs away. Probably because it is eating my brain. All I do is cry all night and pray to God to die.
I've taken Bobby here a few times. I know he's intent on getting his hands and arms addressed, and that rehab is a secondary solution. And as far as what he was saying 30 minutes ago, suicide being the third solution. I wish he wasn't going through any of this, but there's nothing that I can do except just support him, You know, Bobby would be the first to tell you years back, he kind of made that deal with the devil, right? He kind of sold his soul, and he's fighting like hell to steal it back one piece at a time.
So what are they going to do?
Oh, I fall asleep. They'll say there's nothing wrong. Because I feel comfortable in these places more than I do my own home. I like hospitals. That's sick, but I love hospitals. Pellet has been like a god to me. He's a godsend. I love him. I love all you guys for coming here. Thank you very, very much.
On Sundays, we take him to this little deli, and they had a jukebox. There, he was only a year and a half there. So he'd go over there and bounce to it, and he'd turn around, you load 16 tons, what do you get? He sang for Tennessee Ernie Ford. And everybody, look at that little boy, He had quite a good childhood.
Yeah,
now,
when
he reached later teens, he used to walk in the door. He'd step in that door right away. Before he even saw him, he'd yell out, "Did you cut your hair?" That was, every night. That's when they kind of had a little parting because of his hair and lifestyle and so forth. A lot of Bobby's problems, I believe, subconsciously, is an innate competitive thing with his father.
I think she's right. She's right on that. She's right on that. I worked for 8 secretaries of defense, originally appointed by President Johnson, kept on by Nixon, and by President Ford. Where the hell did you find that? I always looked up to people who were, in our society, very, very responsible. And I want my son to have been like that.
Joe,
I can't do anything about it now.
What I want for Bobby, just for him to be happy.
Just for him to be...
To find a good woman, you
We're
know.
in two different categories
Why?
now.
He needs that.
I just want him to be well, within the range of normalcy. With that, of course, goes then the societal things that she's talking about.
To play the next message, press 1.
Hey, Dem, it's Pellet. Listen, I'm just giving you a quick call. I finally heard from Bobby after weeks of him being missing in action. He's been in Philadelphia, of all places. Dude, he met some young, hot girl named Hallie, and he's been up here spending time with her. She supposedly is not a drug addict. I'm not sure what the whole deal is, but I just thought I'd tell you. It looks like there's going to be some forward motion because he's psyched and really positive. Give me a call when you get this, okay? See ya.
This message will be saved.
The way he met her, from what I understand, is she was a fan. They were speaking on the phone quite a bit, so she came one time with her cousin. Then, a couple of weeks later, she invited him to visit, and that's how it started. He's been going to Philly nearly every weekend. Do you have an elevator at 201 South 13th? He got an apartment, or we got him an apartment, I should say, in Philadelphia, just a few blocks from her. So he'll have to come in through the front. Is it wide? Because he has a very wide sofa. Apparently they're in love, or whatever, you know. I don't know if it's, I shouldn't say this, in love or in lust, but...
Yeah, I was very, very lonely down here for a long time, but I'm not lonely anymore because I have a very much a purpose, you know. Perfect time to meet Hallie. About time somebody loved Bob for Bob again. There's been nobody a long time that's loved Bob for Bob. Nobody loved me like Hallie. Nobody. I've never loved a woman like Hallie in my life. Never in my life, I never will again.
He's got to take winter boots. I don't care what he says. Are they that bad? They're dorky. He says, just for the snow. Are they that dorky? Huh? Tell him he needs some lamps.
I got everything like that.
You got the coconut oil.
Don't worry about that. I need that.
Where's it?
You know that fire that just started? Right as the flames hit the stove, this fell off Bob's neck. Now how fucking weird is that? That's weird. Because you were here, and them flames came out of nowhere, right? Out of fucking nowhere. This popped right off his neck right as the fire started. Do the math.
One bad omen after another, dude. I don't know. I think Bobby might just be back. I hope this girl's everything he thinks, man. I don't know her. Man, I hope it works out, but between the cross breaking, the fire, the snow, I'm starting to wonder, man.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Good luck.
Wish me luck.
Make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it. Ain't no question about that. I'm easy to get boxed in. Yeah. We'll see you in Philly.
Drive
all right?
careful.
Love you.
Oh. Just hope he's happy. Hope he's happy.
So today's Bobby's birthday. He loves carrot cake. He gets an annual carrot cake every year. There's no room to write Happy Birthday, Bobby without interfering with carrot symmetry, so we're just going to go with a pentagram with maybe a 54 in the middle. I guess I get a little leeway since I'm not a decorator.
I mean, 54 is not that old.
Huh?
54 is not that old.
No, I don't know. Is it?
I mean, it's old.
Get out of here.
But it's not that old.
Is it?
At first glance, when people see me and Bobby walking down the street together, they either think, A, he's my father, or B, he's my sugar daddy, or, you know, a pimp or something like that. But he's an endearing person, and I'm certainly not in for the money because he has none. And I enjoy his company. I feel very kindred to him, regardless of the age gap.
My cousin and I had a theory that he and his mother were the same person, like an Anthony Perkins, like psycho sort of thing. Like you're gonna have us like locked in a closet with your mother's corpse.
I don't find that I have anything in common with guys my age. I've always liked, since I was young, in terms of looks, guys have, you know, goofy features, like caricature features, and I just have an odd taste in men, and it's just the way it is.
All right, Bobby.
The candles. It has a freaking pentagram on it. No, wait, hold on.
The change is pretty massive. To my understanding, he was smoking toxic amounts of crack.
Make a wish.
He went from that to this, and has smoked no crack since he moved to Philly. He's been through so much more life than me, but it's the kind of like life where you don't really grow as a person. He's kind of remained frozen in time a little bit, and I kind of like that about him. I mean, in his heart too. He'll always be young, I think.
You look good in those pants. You look pretty.
As long as she can say that, that's okay by me, baby. I'm doing it all right then. Now I'm still here. If I can have someone as beautiful as this say that I'm pretty, something's happening here.
Loving you, well, it takes away the blue.
And now it's so crazy watching, you know, him in this short amount of time grow up and make up for the time where his growth was like really stunted. Stuff where he would have no clue what to do before, like his debit card, checking account, the Social Security card. He doesn't have a problem with that stuff anymore. He's gotten a hang of it.
I don't miss him. I really don't. There's a nice sense of peace now.
I do a great deal.
He misses him terribly.
A great deal. The fact that he is using whatever strength he has left to preserve whatever self-confidence he has is something that I am proud of. He commented on the phone for the first time to me, actually, I love you, Dad.
It's amazing, the transformation in this guy. He looks good, he sounds good. It's the person I thought or had hoped I'd be dealing with from the get-go. He's been jamming with other musicians. He just seems kind of more focused and definitely more in touch with music lately.
The Hallie situation, I hate to talk so much about it, but it is really that integral in my life. Hallie Liebling. I got bad love for Hallie Liebling. She's gonna be my Liebling. She's my little Liebling.
We're about 3 hours and 45 minutes from Los Angeles. Finally going to meet the infamous Jeff O'Keefe after talking to him for, gosh, I don't know, 7.5 years now. When you're in a record store and you pick up that record, man, you just almost don't know what you're in for. Not only is it a journey of the mind, but sometimes it's a real exodus, man. I fell in love with this band, and now I feel like I'm kind of becoming part of the story. It's a friggin' honor. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I mean, Bobby makes my fucking hair fall out. I'm telling you, dude. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it, you know? It really is. I'm fucking psyched. People are gonna be able to dig a new record, man, that's kick-ass enough for me. Jeff is such an important part of the formation of this awesome band. I'm hoping we really get Jeff excited about it as well, and he's willing to deal with Bobby and forget about the past, or deal with some of the bullshit for the greater good, which is going to be an awesome new Pentagram record with the original members, and new members too.
Pentagram has not only developed a small but faithful following in the Washington area, but major record companies have also taken an interest. Well, I think it was a bar of soap from Ramada Inn in New York City when we did the Columbia Records session. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, it smells like failure.
Oh, man. Bobby and my special project, the douchebags. By the douchebags.
My friend told me he heard from a connection that Bobby left and Pentagram now is a female singer. If this is true, I'm doomed. It seems unlikely, but anything's possible. Christ, I gotta know.
These two talented musicians make up one of the most successful and popular bands today. Between the two of them, they play a wide range of instruments: bass, lead guitar, drums, female organ, and Leslie's.
We'd like to wreak metal havoc in Britain. The only problem so far is we can't get out of Washington.
Pentagram closed the show with a nightcap. Any finesse got crushed and pushed aside by a boring tidal wave of sound. Oh, well, this is shows where things had ended. December 76, singer wanted. Former members of Pentagram require a singer of professional caliber in the David Coverdale, Paul Rogers mold. We do not want a singer with an ego problem. I met Bobby Liebling in probably 1967, 68. I noticed that he was carrying record albums with him a lot of times on the school bus, and I was just starting to get into cool music. He was playing in a band at the time called Shades of Darkness. He was doing stuff that I was only dreaming about, playing in bands and going out with girls and all this stuff. So I really I idolized this guy. Coming out of the psychedelic hippie 60s and going into the 70s, it was a sense of artistic freedom. Like, there were no boundaries. We could do what we wanted. Wanting to make music and make movies, and we weren't conscious of being in any type of situation or artistic environment. We just knew we wanted to do what we wanted to do. I have really good memories of Bobby from a certain period of time to a certain period of time. And then bad things started to happen, and there was a few years of that. And eventually I just decided I don't want any part of this. There's just too much negativity to outweighing the positive, Things got so bad with the relationship between our managers, Skip and Tom, and the band wanted to know what was going on because they were still our managers. So Skip said, well, you can interview me, but just, write down the questions and come out with your tape recorder, and I'll record the answers into a tape recorder.
1, 2, 3.
Skip basically didn't want to be around Bobby, so we had to conduct our band interview with our own manager by tape.
How do you expect to promote the single wholeheartedly when you won't even meet with the band you're producing? Skip.
First of all, I don't expect to promote this.
Bobby is very driven and very passionate about his music, and that's good. But I have a feeling that over the years, that's been, one of Bobby's main problems is the freedom of Bobby doing nothing except sex, drugs, rock and roll. I mean, that is it to a T. And I realize some people say, from an artistic standpoint, bravo, you've got your vision, you're sticking to it. On the other hand, everyone that's been with you has walked away over the years or fled in terror because they realize you're not ever going to compromise or cooperate. I haven't talked to Bobby in over 20 years. It would be really cool to go into the studio with Bobby and do a real album for the first time, re-record some old stuff, write some new stuff, because I'm proud of that stuff. And if 30 years later people are finally discovering that music and, posting things online about, oh, this band is so amazing, this drummer kicks ass and stuff like that. When I read stuff like that, it's like, wow, really? Thank you. On the other hand, everyone who tries to do this with Bobby winds up getting crapped on. It winds up being a disaster of mega proportions because Bobby will do something to screw it up. I don't want to go do something that's a high publicity thing and have it fall apart and be a laughingstock. I don't want to do it.
She hasn't called me. You know, it's 17 minutes left. I can't, my phone's gonna run out. My call can't be completed as dialed. Come on, please answer, honey. The thing that people don't realize is that Mr. Evil, ooh, Pentagram, yada, yada, yada. Man, under this shell and this put on, all I want to do is eat, take care of my loving other half, and a bed that's comfortable next to a warm soul that I can give my soul to, because I'm not a bad guy. I'm really not a bad guy underneath. I don't mean to do the things I do wrong. You know, I pray every night to God to forgive me for the things I've done wrong. Hallie, why are you calling me an asshole and saying that I hurt you? All I called is, listen, all I said, well, can I say anything? Can I say anything ever?
It was just overkill. Hallie. And, you know, it's great to be in a relationship, but you just need a fucking break. It's talking about marriage. I mean, from the get-go, the first thing Bobby told me was, I have a new girlfriend and I'm going to marry her. And it's just all these things like compounded on this poor girl, and she's just bound to break.
Yeah, what, not dealing, you said it, I didn't. She hung up on me again. Okay. It's over. There's nothing to live for.
I can come over and we can listen to music, dude. Music's a powerful drug. What do you say? What Hallie said?
Yeah, and I don't want spices and bells and whistles and...
No candy coating. This isn't easy for me, dude. And I don't, but I tell you, I mean, last night he didn't want to see me. Today he didn't want to see me. He doesn't want to see anybody. He's just really affected. He's fucking crushed.
She said she still loved me very much.
Good.
And wanted to make a life with me and wanted to get back together with me. Tell her, is that true?
Now that this Hallie thing's coming down, man, I could just sense Bobby just trying to find any excuse to fucking relapse and go back and start smoking crack. I can start feeling it happen. Bobby, listen to me. It seemed like last time we hung out, I just got a feeling that you might have smoked crack. Did you smoke crack since you've been here?
No, I haven't bought any drugs, Pat. I swear, I really haven't, man. I came because I knew if I didn't leave Germantown, I was going to die soon. You saw the way I was starting to look. I swear to you, on mine and Hallie's relationship, I swear to this, God.
Philip's playing here in a couple weeks with his band down. He's got to be clean for that. Their hesitation, the business side of it, is giving money to a drug addict, man, you know? And he's got to be fucking clean to back up me telling them that he's clean and is going to be able to do it, you know? If he shows up fucked up, it's going to fuck it up.
Being a person that has dealt with his own demons and won,
that's the truth.
I just hope that one day maybe he can do the same thing. You know, it would be a beautiful thing.
Dude, in our camp, you guys are no more. Appreciate that. You're the biggest, one of the biggest influences ever to me.
Wow.
Can I eat anything I want? Can I taste a piece of pineapple? Sure?
Get some.
Well, they got it all. What it's supposed to be.
Man, I got like so many Pentagram t-shirts. It's an honor having you here, man. There's just so much respect.
Personally, I'm sick of hearing people say it's too late.
Nah.
It's never too late.
Never.
You know, there's a lot of people, you know, dude, there's no way he can come
How many
back.
times have we been written off?
Oh, I know, man.
If we're gonna get straight to the bone and shit, there is this wave that I'm sure you're aware of young musicians that are discovering Pentagram. That's a gift, my brother.
Sure it is.
It's a fucking gift.
Sure it is.
And it's enough of a gift for you to give yourself a fucking break, man. You've got your fucking health left.
I'm giving myself a break. I kicked $300 of rock, 6 Xanax bars, 105 milligrams of meth, and a 10-pack of dope, cold turkey.
How's that throat feel?
Fine.
You can sing.
Oh, I can sing my ass off. Huh?
Are you ready?
Yeah, well, you're the man with the money.
Well, you're the man with the fucking record that needs to kick fucking ass, too.
Believe me, if you've heard all my records, I ain't done no record, in my opinion, that hadn't kicked ass.
You know what, Robert, I'd be proud to fucking do this. I really would, man. I love you,
We're
Robert.
coming out, Phil. We gotta
Stand
go
up.
Let's go.
They're on stage.
All right, man.
I love you, baby.
Me too, buddy.
It's great to meet you, man.
Yep, I hope we can do something, brother.
Philip.
Phil, come on.
Go.
Go, brother.
Come on. Roll away. Good show, bro.
You know, we take him up to meet Phil and Selmo, and everything's pretty much all set up. On the fucking way home, instead of focusing on the positive, he's still focusing on Hallie. So as soon as we drop him off, he literally got out of the car, thanked me. All of a sudden, his eyes start to tear up, and he said he doesn't want to go home to an empty apartment. He's at the end, again.
Can we come in?
Yeah, you can come in. You can step over this shit. Just stay out of here. I'm on record at Jefferson Hospital as being epidemically covered in scabies. So is everything the whole goddamn place. You think I'm lying? I can prove every bit of it.
Well, let's talk. You don't have to prove it to me. Just please get ready.
No, I have to prove it to everybody because it's cocaine.
The only thing I see here is a fucking syringe.
Yeah, there is a syringe. There's a syringe, crack pipes, all kind of shit around here. I quit a mega dose of methadone, mega heroin, piggybacking it. Cocaine 75% or more drop in the course of less than a month. Okay?
I give you huge credit for that. But there's still a 25% that's keeping you from making music.
No, it's not.
And keeping you from making real friends that care.
Look, I gave up 99 out of 100. I'm not Superman. What do you want me to do? Conquer the world overnight? You're asking too much of me, man. I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown over all this drug shit.
And you have so much talent and you're smoking crack on your couch. It's heartbreaking.
How much life do you think I have left? I think the damage is done far and above.
New message. Hi, Demi and Diane. I haven't heard from Bobby since Friday. Truthfully, I don't think he's going to last much longer. I just have a feeling. Either he's going to overdose or do something stupid. And he's hung up on that Hallie thing like crazy, so I can't kill myself anymore over it, and what will be, will be. New message. Hi, Demi and Diane. We still haven't heard from Bobby, and now we're really extremely concerned. Please call me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
New message.
I found out where Bobby is. It's called CF under the prison system. They took him there. I don't know where it is. I don't know how he is. I'm sure he's suffering, and we don't know what to do. So when you get a chance, you call. Bye-bye.
Philadelphia prison systems. Curran Fromhold Correctional Facility, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Bobby's got a restraining order on him, which clearly says you cannot fucking call Hallie. He had fucking called Hallie. Hallie picked up the phone and said, "That's it, now you're going to jail." Click. I mean, this is a huge reality check. What's harder than jail? What's the next step? Death? Who the fuck else is gonna fucking do this for him? I hate to sound like a dick. I feel like I'm getting grizzled and pricky through this whole fucking process. He's completely surrounded by chaos that he creates, but it sucks everybody up in it that's around him. And maybe I said this already, but this past 2 weeks, I was almost glad that he was in jail. Just the fact that I know he wasn't somewhere hurting himself, and I could concentrate on my life and what I really needed to get done. Because if I didn't get this shit done, I can't do anything for him. So, we'll see. See, fucking work calls right now. $260 bail, $15 parking later. We're finally on our way. They told after bail went through, they told us we have 4 to 6 hours before he's released. So it's a total guessing game. No one can give us any kind of straight answers. So we kind of cut the wait in half. We're headed there now. It's dark. I'm sure Bobby is freaking to get out. You know, the one thing he talks about that he wants, I'm sure more than anything, is bacon pizza. Which is all he eats, by the way. Anything bad for his heart, Bobby Liebling will do it. Love, drugs, bacon. His life. What's going on now is, every time I fucking come to get him out, there's some other thing going on. They told me an hour and a half. We just went and waited somewhere for over an hour. We come back. Oh, we got no one downstairs. I'm like, here's his name. He's been processed. We paid at 3 o'clock today. Well, there's no one downstairs. I tell you what, if he's not out within 15 minutes, he's going to get out of the next shift, which is 12 o'clock. So that probably means the next shift starts at 12, so who knows when he's going to get out. So we get to park across the street, which is like Mr. Chubby's, which is fitting, because they're treating us like fucking boners. So now we gotta wait and just watch. We gotta watch across the street, which you can hardly see, and we're gonna wait for him to walk out of the gate. We can't wait here all fucking night in the goddamn car. I skipped a whole day of work today to bail him out. He's still not out, and now it's fucking up my next day. So, I don't know what to do. You know, if we decide to leave and come back in the morning, that's when he's gonna be out here stranded, probably. You know what I mean? People keep asking me, you know, dude, why are you even hanging in there? I've grown to love him as a friend, and I really believe in him as a musician. I don't know. I'm really on the verge of saying fuck it, and just saying I tried. I really don't know. I keep going back and forth. But I keep feeling like, man, don't fucking throw it all away yet, pellet, because we're on the verge of fucking something happening.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy. See? I'm talking about.
Anything can be true.
Trying to hook you up right away.
Which way out? We're taking 95. How you doing, man?
Doing like, you know.
Is it all right?
Here you go. Help me. I'm in prison again.
Jump right inside.
good to see you out, dude. Although I'm nervous that you're out. I'll admit it. I know I don't have to worry about you in jail, dude. I know you weren't doing something dumb.
I knew that. I was like, you know how many hours I had to reflect?
Bobby obviously goes through the same patterns. It's obvious he does good for a couple weeks and then shit falls apart. Bobby is just Robert Liebling. He's a human and he's got incredible demons that he has to battle every fucking day. It sounds cheesy, but I think Bobby really is just doing all this stuff because he just needs love.
There's nothing here. I have nobody I can call that can try to help. I ain't got no relatives. I ain't got no brother or sister. I ain't, fuck it. I ain't got no kids. I can't deal with it myself. I'm too immature. I can't handle it. The pressure, you know what I mean? I have nothing here. I thought I had life here. I've got nothing anymore.
I just got the new issue of Rolling Stone. I found the perfect girl for Bobby. She's fucking has no grip on her. They're in the same reality space, but she's got money. She's young and blonde. Fucking Brittany, dude. I'm making some fucking calls right now. Bobby'd like her, right? You want some tea? I started to realize that Bobby and I might not have had the same goals. My goal was for him to focus on the music. All I could get him to focus to when he was up here was Hallie. Damn, man, it smells like old man's dirty pants. He got out of jail, stuff just wasn't rolling. Phil and Selmo, caught wind of it. Bobby was kind of a mess and in jail. And that's, totally put on hold. Bobby moved back home with his mom. Did, typical Bobby kind of stuff. Living in the sub-basement, But one good thing that came out of it is being back around all that Maryland scene, there was people down there who were just, willing to help him out and got together and got him psyched again about playing music. I really think, in a way, this is kind of what he needed to do. He got a complete wake-up call by going to jail. He got some love. As heartbroken as he is, I think he's got a little bit of confidence from it.
Hey, just on them.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Since he's had a full band, Bobby is just psyched to play shows. We could definitely play DC and probably do pretty well. But to make the biggest punch, to get the most out of press, and just to have the biggest, appearance or profile is going to be New York City. So we chose New York. They're at a top-notch venue. We demand a lot of money. We're getting it. There's also, again, a lot on the line because in the contract that I have to sign, it says if the band does not show up for whatever reason, if stuff doesn't happen, that's my name on there that I'm responsible for. So what I really need Bobby to do is just focus again on the music.
My heart's so broken. I'm just very confused right now. There's this angel I just wanted to talk to while I was still hanging around mortal.
Is that keeping you from focusing on stuff, or are you?
Ain't easy. Show must go on. Well, it ain't easy. Yeah.
Yeah, in my spare moments, that's all I think about. Gotta keep rocking or I start crying. Sort of like that, you know?
Every single thing you do with Bobby Liebling is a risk, whether it's a record coming out, whether it's a show, or whatever, it's a risk.
I mean, it definitely makes shit exciting, but it's putting gray in my beard, you know?
It surprises me, people who go out and buy advance tickets for Pentagram shows sometimes. You know, it's like, man, I would just wait until the night of the show and go to the door, because why sink your money into something that you don't know is even going to happen?
It's kind of an uphill battle right now, because the last couple shows that Bobby played are a legendary mess.
Yeah, there was this doom metal festival or something, and this promoter guy goes, man, I need you to play this gig and headline this gig. You know, you've got to do it. And I asked Bobby, I said, do you think we can do it? And I went to play the gig, and it's packed with people. It's getting later and later, and Bobby doesn't show, then Bobby doesn't show. And the club owner comes up and goes, man, you got to play, they're going to tear my club up. I said, I don't have a singer here.
Unfortunately, our singer didn't want to show up tonight because he's just too fucking cool for all of us. So let's give a big fuck you asshole! Right? Fuck you! We're going to play anyway.
And I gave the microphone to the audience. I said, hey, it's Pentagram karaoke night. Here you go. Then Bobby showed up at the last 2 measures of the last song. I kicked him in the leg, and I think I had a cordless guitar that night or something, but I was playing from behind the speakers where he couldn't rock out with me, you know? That's how that happened, and that kind of broke us up, really. I said, forget it, man, I can't do that again. Not at my age. You know, I'm almost 20 now, so.
Come on, you fucking junkie! Play a song, you fucking junkie! You fucking dope shooter! Fucking ripoff! Bullshit!
He's got this Jim Morrison thing going on now or something, where you just never know what's going to happen. The last time he played was the Black Cat show in D.C.
Oh, okay, the Black Cat incident? That's like the incident at Roswell. 2,000 people crammed in this place, and I'm going, he's finally made it. Damn, I'm glad I came tonight. You know, this is great.
People are fucking charged. You see the band take the stage. Literally, the guy next to me was biting his lip. But there's something missing. Where's Bobby?
Apparently, he'd overdosed. And he fell asleep in my arms like a baby in the dressing room. Somebody knew the rescue squad guy. They came and got him. And then they shot him up with something. I don't know what. He goes, I'm ready to play.
I see Bobby on the side of the stage being propped up, looking like he's being carried over to the stage.
Grabs a mic. And that was it. Stumbles backwards, falls on the drum riser. Crawls off the fucking stage.
When he left, he was in the big freight elevator in a straitjacket and there's orange lights, and instead of the doors coming together like this, they shut like a mouth, a giant metallic mouth, and he was gone. I thought, that's it. That's the last time I'll see him. I'll remember that the rest of my life.
You know, I monitor Bobby's MySpace page. As soon as he announced these shows, dude, this thing lit up. It was just amazing. Every time I come on, there's all these friend requests. I had 12 pages of friend requests. Well, this might be fake, but Bobby would like it. One of the best things for me, dude, this is a total triumph. This one kid says to me, I only heard Pentagram 2 months ago, but I can't believe the influence it's had on my life already. You know, this is from like this 19-year-old kid so in the middle of nowhere, USA, who must have picked up a First ACA record or whatever. And it's just changed his life. It's the same thing it did to me, and this is exactly what I want to do with Bobby. All right, here. Love, love, love your music. Saw the opening band at a witchcraft gig, covered Tune of Yours. The place went crazy. Pentagram forever. Many, many thanks for this great music. I love it, and I need it every day. And again, these people just rooting for Bobby. Look at this. It's great. It goes on and on and on. And again, I just get choked up because I'm a friggin' sissy hippie, but I'm not a sissy, but. At first I got involved with Bobby. I wanted to have Bobby's music heard. That was the main goal, right? It was just pretty much all about Bobby. Now at this point, it's become about me too. My whole life has been in music. My greatest accomplishment, to me personally, is Pentagram. If I can't make it happen, then I gotta fucking wake up and grow up, like my parents keep telling me to do. Cut my hair and get a goddamn job. It's gonna suck. Bobby, Hallie and I texted each other, and she sent me a couple lengthy messages that I can read if you want. She's not going to be at either show. There's no way in hell. I do know what this means to you. Trust me. Let me put it this way. I've got so much invested in this. I've gone beyond the deposit. I've been spent my own money on this. I need these shows to happen. I'll do whatever it takes to make these shows happen. If it means fucking lying to Hallie and telling her she'll get $1 million if she shows up, I'll do it. But I just don't have high hopes, and you got to get it out of your head that she's going to show up or not.
You can't put a gun to her head and make her be there. And I know that.
So what else am I supposed to do? She basically said, Bobby is, in not so many words, off his rocker, doing cocaine again. You have to go down to Germantown, get him out of the sub-basement, and bring him to Philly, or he's not going to play these shows. So she knows.
And what is transpiring right now? Is she right or wrong?
Listen, you got to leave in 10 hours. I don't know if she's wrong yet or not. Your hair's not dyed. It's 10:30 at night. Your fucking clothes aren't dry clean. I should have went down and got you.
I'm doing what I said.
I hope so.
Like Hallie said, she'd never, ever not be by my side.
If you're doing what you said you were going to do, let's just do it. We're going to get in an argument. We're going to raise our voices, and your voice is going to be even.
I will just do the text like you told me you would.
I will promise you I will send a text. Honestly, Bobby, I'm super stressed out right now, and I'll send her that text, but I got to finish this merch stuff. I got to do a bunch of shit for the show.
Do what you got to do. Just please promise me that you'll take that out and do it the way you would, and you're good at it. You're a professional, and I trust you.
Please relax tonight and take your bath and chill, and I'm going to
Did you think this was going to go any other way?
Yeah, I did. Because Bobby's been really fucking focused lately. I mean, he's been really heartbroken over Hallie, and anytime I need a 10-minute conversation out of him, I figure it's going to be an hour because I got 50 minutes of Hallie, which is fine. He's my friend. It's cool. I know what it's like to suffer that way, and it's cool. But through it all, he's really getting kind of focused, and it's like he's focused to prove this to her. I mean, I think he thinks if he pulls these 2 shows off and shows that he can really do it, he'll be able to take care of her, make money and all that. He's doing these shows just for her. And now that she's not there, he doesn't want to do them, but he can't back out. I mean, it's not just me. He's got money and time involved in this. It's a lot of people.
Final hour's getting near, the time is getting close, I fear. Footsteps at my door I hear, time to pay for life so dear. I want to flee, but it's too late, my soul is in the grip of fate. Close my eyes, one last breath, feel the cold, cold hands of death.
Pentagram,
Pentagram, it says. It does. It says G-A-R-M. That's all right. I live in hell anyway. What the fucking difference?
Hey, check, 18.
Yeah, there's my pants. That's all I'm wearing for pants. It's just black, tight pants. This, I'm thinking, is what people like because it's paisley. You know what I mean? And it's very, very old, 70, 60s, whatever. It's hippie, right? But you can't out-flamboyant that. That's a motherfucker, isn't it? I mean, this is a true son of feel this thing. Feel how bizarre it feels. The first time that I showed you these clothes, did I think I'd be breaking them out again? I thought I'd be throwing them out, but I don't know about breaking them out. It's weird, isn't it? They're all my mom's. I just thank God above for everything that has transpired. And the people have phenomenally astounded me with their devotion and their mega support. And it's finally caught on to the fact that what goes will always come back.
We came all the way from LA for this. It's a really important night. It's almost like Bobby's return, you know?
Hey, everybody in the whole place, man. God bless all of you, and I mean from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I mean it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby, for
Truly mean it.
giving all
God
of us the
bless
opportunity.
all of you.
Bobby!
Young team, God. Bless all. I can't believe this is real. That's true. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this deep down inside. You came through. Without you, I ain't. You get my message?
Thank you. Hey, my fucking life died, man.
Bobby, thank you so much. I know you're tired. Thank you so much.
Bobby, that was
amazing.
Awesome.
That was amazing.
That was great.
Thank you, Bobby. It was awesome, man. It was right on.
It was overpowering. I'm still feeling like getting choked up. I mean, I went from laughing like hysterically to like crying. I can't explain it. And for me, I just felt like a kid to be on the side of the stage and watching my favorite band at their biggest show ever, and knowing I had something to do with it. It's a fucking Christmas gift, dude. You know, it's fucking Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa, all in one, and Bobby Liebling delivering the presents. It's fucking great. If it all falls apart now, I'm fucking happy as shit. If an arrow fucking hits me in the head right now, I don't care. I feel great. I'm just like, dude, this is the best night of my life. Really.
I'm alive. I'm alive. And that's something that I wouldn't have expected. And 3 or 4 hospital record books say the same damn thing. But you know, who knows what you got in the cards, right? You know, just spin that wheel. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Come on, get your breakfast, baby. Some sausage, some toast, Alan. Al, you want to come on and eat? All right. Here, I'm going to show half of the eggs. I had to scramble them, but that makes good breakfast.
After he played the Webster Hall show, he started getting the ball rolling again with his work and had started like at least trying to get out of his parents and having something to do rather than just sitting around and destroying himself. I had always thought about him. He'd never left my mind. And I just called to check on him. It progressed from there, from him coming back here to visit and him being sober. We're just both really happy and it's pretty harmonious. Like, I like his intensity because it's different from what I am and we meet like somewhere in the middle, but it's not so outrageous like how it was. It's a kind, natural intensity rather than craziness. It's really been incredible to watch his metamorphosis. Bobby's like a miracle to me. I just have to kind of trust my heart and my instincts in this situation. I have had to a lot. Like, and just trust him because he's more likely to pan out the way that I'd want him to if I trust him sincerely instead of, you know, just half-assed, like, okay, we'll see how it goes, but like just having one foot in the water.
Here, I'm not supposed to do this, but you know, one little piece of toast. Here, one little bite for you, that's all.
After the American tour, we had a very deep, unified period that I recall pretty well of bonding with intent of this is for eternity.
We got married the end of November.
Day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was the day before Thanksgiving.
You know, right there. That's it. It's for life. You know, love is forever and love is for two.
I got to put on his joke shop finger too, the one with the knuckle cut out. It was his wedding finger.
That was for shooting heroin.
As we were getting married, I was like, oh, I got to put on this little fucked up finger. This cute little finger.
Yeah, my joke shop finger.
Yeah, it's like...
It's like doesn't have any knuckle.
Yeah, there's no knuckle.
We've been through an awful lot in the 2+ years that we've, known each other. And now we're on paper, and this is Mrs. Robert Liebling.
I looked at all of your labs. Everything looks great.
I am very ecstatically, happily married, and expecting there's a bun in the oven. I don't know what other way to put it, It's going to be corny anyway, but it's not corny to me. It's my whole life. We're going to have a baby.
Do you have names picked out for girls or boys?
Yeah, we agree on nothing.
You can live.
We agree on next to nothing.
Sounds about right. It's like coming in and out of my little machine. What a troublemaker. Come on, come back. There we go. Sounds perfect. Perfect. Right where it should be. That's great.
That's something I never dreamt would ever come about. And look out, world, there's going to be another me.